Now, Kitty Jules has come out to tell us exactly why Alex, Ekubo's biological mom, was not in his life. She's giving us what I would call insight, regardless of whether it is true or not. It is left for the other party to reply. Now, guys, what she said left me nothing but shocked, because that was not what I was expecting, and it kind of was extreme. But before we get into that, let me just state that I feel like the both parties in this conversation are speaking through bloggers. Nobody wants to come out and speak directly, but they are speaking. Yeah, they are speaking. They are actually the ones talking, albeit they are doing this through bloggers. Now, before we go down into what Kitty Jules said and the accusations and allegations that has been made against Alex's biological mom, let's read something that David Ekubo posted, because David Ekubo, Alex's cousin, has also made another post and he raised certain concerns. So let's read through and know exactly what the problem is. So David Ekubo said, "What happened to Alex? Who took him to the hospital? When did he get to the hospital? Was he alive when he got to the hospital? We want to know. My concern has absolutely nothing to do with Alex's property. I need to know what properties he had, nor am I interested in them. Alex was the only son of his father, who is still alive, and he has no male siblings to stand up for him. As an Ekubo, I have every right to seek answers about the circumstances surrounding his death. I have no business with whoever Alex chose to identify with during his lifetime. The fact that some people took photographs with him and posted them on social media does not diminish the relationship others had with him. I did not have to take pictures with Alex or post them online for the world to know that he was my brother. I am stating publicly that I am uninterested with the vanity of the so-called inheritance. It is about the truth and justice. From my personal conversations with Alex before his passing and recent voice notes, he did not sound like someone who was seriously ill. During one of our calls, I asked him about the rumors that he had left social media because he was sick. What started as a voice call was personally switched by Alex to a video call. He told me to look at him carefully and asked, "Do I look sick to you?" From what I personally observed during that conversation, he did not appear ill. That is why I have questions. If Alex was diagnosed with cancer, how did the illness progress from stage 1 to stage 4 suddenly? We are not interested in fabricated documents or speculations. We simply want the truth and official records that will answer the many questions surrounding Alex's death. We are also asking about what seems to be a blood patch on Alex's left eye. When I raised this concern on a phone call with his stepmother and asked what had happened to his left eye, she responded that something had occurred and that they were already using eye drops to treat it. This made me more curious, so I asked further what exactly happened to his eye around the time of his passing. She then responded, "David, is this what we should be talking about? You should focus more on giving that message wasn't completed." But that's the bottom line of everything that David Ekubo said. And as we can see, he was raising very serious questions. But something stood out for me. He said he called Alex to ascertain about the rumor that he went out from social media because he was sick. Now, what do you call a rumor? I think what you call a rumor is something that is spread in public, something that is false or might have some level of truth, but that is being spread in public. Everybody's hearing about it, that this is what is happening. As far as I can remember, I never heard of a rumor that Alex left social media because he was sick. The only thing that people speculated about was the possibility that he left because of what occurred with Fancy and the speculations that started to fly, not that Alex was sick. Nobody knew, in the public, at least in the public domain. Maybe his close friends, some people might have known, but in the public domain, nobody really knew that Alex was sick, which is why Alex's death came as a shock. So I really want to understand what David Ekubo meant by when he heard the rumor that Alex left social media because he was sick. I don't understand that part. And then he called and ascertained Alex wasn't sick. That seems a little weird to me, because there really wasn't a rumor, except, of course, correct me if I'm wrong, the rumor was within a particular circle and we, those that are outside of this situation weren't privileged to hear it. Now, after this reply from David Ekubo, Kitty Jules spoke, and Kitty Jules has a lot to say. And from the way she's speaking, it's apparent that she's talking for some party in this situation, like the other party. But anyway, guys, let you know everything. Let's just read together what Kitty Jules has to say. And it is here we'll discover why Alex supposedly does not have a relationship with his biological mom. So Kitty Jules wrote, "It is astonishing that barely 4 days after Alex was laid to rest, people who played little or no role throughout his burial have chosen social media over family dialogue. Even Alex's biological sister, Chioma Ekubo, has made several calls, not just to my blog, but to multiple other blogs, pushing this same narrative that naturally raises an important question: why? Given that context, it was fair to question whether there are motivations behind the campaign to discredit both the marriage and the people closest to Alex. People can draw their own conclusions. Now, that is a weird thing to say. I'm just going to interrupt here. People who are closest to Alex. This is Alex's biological sister. When you say people who are closest to Alex, my assumption should be she should be one of them, shouldn't it? Anyway, let's move forward. If there were genuine concerns without ulterior motives, then the appropriate question is simple. Where were these concerns while Alex was alive? Where was the family meetings? Who visited Evercare Hospital to seek clarification from the doctors? I even advised them to do so and also offered to support, should need be that they get a legal rep to help them. My advice was declined. I also asked if they had tried to solve this internally and also made suggestions. All was declined. So I told them my team and myself will need to investigate to authenticate the claims before posting. After investigations, Glamour communicated some of her findings to the persons that brought the issue to us. And we were told, even at that, post what we sent to you first on your blog, and then we can talk about these ones later. These are not what we want post. I was surprised because what we had found out were just answers to what they are told, Glamour. Example, someone tells you this floor is white because someone poured a white paint there, and then you investigate and find out it's actually white because the original marbles are white and not because someone poured paint. Wouldn't you question why the reason for the white floor is being changed? So guys, before we move down to the other part, what Cutie Jules is simply saying is that they brought something for her to post. Chioma and her other party post this. These are our claims, these are our concerns. And then Cutie says, I can't until I investigate and authenticate whether these are facts. She goes ahead to do her investigation and find out that what they're saying is not exactly the way it ought to be. And then she tells them, this is how this thing is. What happened is exactly what happened. Why do you want to change it? Why do you want to say this is what happened when this is not what happened? I can't do this. But the other party, Chioma and the rest, tells her, just post what we sent you. We don't want you, doing all these other things. What we want you to post is what we sent you. Now that is the contradiction. Cutie, according to her own claims, is saying, why do they want to change the narrative?